So today what we're going to be looking at, folks, is what all a sting from the striped bark scorpion might encase.
Ooh, how was that? That was a prolonged sting.
Wow. Should we see just how painful the sting of the striped bark scorpion is, folks? I think that could be interesting, right? At least for you.
My name is Jack, and I've spent the past few years traveling all over the globe to find some of nature's most unique and most dangerous animals. My mission? To see if I have what it takes to change your mind about some of planet Earth's most dangerous and misunderstood creatures. Now, this mission has pushed me to the extreme as I search for some of planet Earth's most painful biting and stinging arthropods in order to reveal the truth about them. Today's adventure brings me face to face with one of North America's most venomous and painfully stinging scorpions, the striped bark scorpion. I want to see how these animals really behave and experience how much pain one could expect from a defensive sting. I can tell you're curious as well. Let's find out together.
Now, what's the first thing that you think of when I say the word scorpion? Is it perhaps those lovely little pincers? Is it maybe all of those legs? Or maybe it is that iconic stinger-tipped tail. These scorpions are some of the most painfully stinging species we have here in North America. Right in this container is a significantly sized striped bark scorpion, Centroides vittatus. Now, these animals are fascinating. One of my favorite invertebrates to come across here in the great state of Texas. And this is actually one of our most common and widespread species of scorpion here in the entirety of the United States. And this is actually going to be the most likely scorpion to find its way into your home and potentially sting you. So today, what we're going to be looking at, folks, is what all a sting from the striped bark scorpion might encase, what the pain level is going to be like, what kind of inflammation we're going to see, and we're going to see just about how long it lasts, because there's just something about the sting of a scorpion that just, the sting and the scorpion go hand in hand. So I really want to showcase just how interesting these animals are, but I also want to showcase that iconic sting. So we're going to find a good spot to hunker down and stay tuned, because I have a feeling that you're going to be interested to see the results of this test.
Now, scorpions are arachnids, making them related to things like spiders, tarantulas, and whip scorpions. However, scorpions are unique. Scorpions are the only group of arachnids that deliver venom through a venomous sting. Other arachnids, like spiders, have a venomous bite, and others, such as whip scorpions or harvestmen, lack venom entirely. Additionally, scorpions are one of the oldest terrestrial animal lineages on Earth, as they were beginning to crawl out onto land before the first trees even existed. All of these things together make not only these scorpions fascinating and unique, but their stings equally intriguing.
So I'm going to take her out here. Look at that. Oh, that is a beautiful invertebrate, is it not, folks? She's gorgeous. She's a nice looking arachnid. Now, as you can see right here through my handling, before we start this test, you can see that this animal is not going to sting me, not going to harm me without provocation. She's not going to defend herself if she does not feel threatened. And that's an important thing to remember with these stinging and biting arthropods, these stinging and biting invertebrates, is that they're not aggressive animals, no. In fact, they are purely defensive. This animal's not going to go on an offensive strike without some kind of stimuli from myself. It has to feel like, uh-oh, I'm about to be eaten or attacked for it to feel the need, desire, and be forced to actually sting in its defense. These animals are very quick to flee. As you can see, they're quite small. There are quite a few animals that will actively try to predate on these creatures. So they usually will flee at the first sign of danger, flee under a rock or a log or into some of this leaf litter in order to get away. They are not very quick to stand their ground, but of course, if they need to, they are equipped with a fairly big stinger and extremely potent venom. Now, I'm sure you've heard that the smaller the scorpion, the more dangerous, right? Well, that's a decent rule of thumb, although there are plenty of much more toxic scorpions that are considerably larger than this one. But this is, in fact, one of the more toxic scorpions we have here in the U.S. Of course, it's not going to result in life-threatening, life-altering envenomations, but it is going to be fairly painful should you receive a full sting from one of these scorpions. But, I don't know. Should we see just how painful the sting of the striped bark scorpion is, folks? I think that could be interesting, right? At least for you. For me, I think it might be painful. So let's take a look here, folks. I'll try and get her to walk up onto my arm here. Oh, she did just give me a tiny little warning tap. That's not what we're here for today. We're here for something a little more worthwhile. That warning tap was quite nice. Pretty painful. Here we go. Oh, wow. Come here. Let's try that one more time, should we? Wow, actually, that's really painful. Quite immediate. She keeps getting all the way up to the wrist. You can already see my arms getting pretty red here. Wow, she's kind of hard. She can't really get around the tweezers so easy. Well, folks, surprisingly, I'm having a hard time getting this scorpion to sting me any more times. But since I've already taken 3, I think y'all are probably satiated for right now. But take a look. I mean, let me get her back onto this arm here. Look at these stings here. Oh, she got me a little bit here, a little more of a bit there, and a lot of bit there. It is an intense, sharp, hot pain. Very similar to something like a yellow jacket or paper wasp. But I will be honest, this has got my heart pumping a little bit. I can hear my pulse in my ears, which is not usually something that happens with these bites or stings. So that is really, really interesting. Now, once again, you saw how much provocation, how much harassing, essentially, I had to do to this scorpion in order to get it to sting me. But you can see here, this animal, once it felt threatened, had no reservations of defending its life. Of course it wouldn't, because that is how these lovely creatures survive. Out here in the Texas wilderness, there's a whole host of predatory animals that will make quick and easy lunch of a scorpion like this. So these animals need to be able to effectively, quickly, and efficiently protect their lives. Super, super cool. Let's take a look again at the scorpion and her battlegrounds. I mean, look at that. Wow, man, she stung me again, I accidentally pinned her leg to my arm. So, who knows? I'm losing count of how many stings I've received so far. As you can see, not arboreal, not great at climbing. Oh. Well, folks, you can see this scorpion has torn up quite a lot of my arm here. But again, like most stings, as I'm expecting it, it's a little easier to compose myself. I'm sure if I woke up one morning with one of these in my shorts, I would not be as graceful as I am right now. Probably be something more along the lines of like, "Ow! Ouch! Owie!" But today I'm feeling a little, tough. Feeling strong. I'm feeling cool. So we won't ham it up needlessly for you all today. But I mean, whoa, look at that. These stings are no joke. This is actually not the first Centroides sting I've received, but only the second time I've been stung in the last 2 days. Last night, I actually tried to put one on my face for a different video I was filming, and I got stung on my face. I think you guys would be interested to watch that, so be sure to go check out that video if you haven't already. We go looking for scorpions with a black light because these animals fluoresce a nice kind of light green under the right light parameters, so it's pretty easy to spot them at night. And one of them got the better of me, stung me right on the nose, so be sure to go and check that out. Now, these are such lovely animals. Again, defensive, not aggressive, but super cool. She lit me up with that powerful venom, that painful and large stinger. So I think we've had more than enough time with this lovely scorpion today. But I will keep you all updated on the effects of this sting, as I am curious to see what all it will do. Because like I said, I did get stung on the face yesterday, and as you can see, no inflammation. I don't have a big old swollen eye or anything like that. So I'm interested to see if this scorpion sting will be similar in that regard, if this is going to be fairly temporary, although I got a lot more venom pumped into my arm than I did get pumped into my face. So it'll be really interesting to see that. But we thank our lovely little scorpion friend for helping us out today, and we'll let her get on her way, let her be released. But how cool of a creature was that? Check it out, folks. We're about 30 minutes or so. Pain is pretty much completely gone. A little bit tender if you kind of poke at it or touch at it. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of let this inflammation die down. I'm going to go home. I'm probably going to take a bit of a shower. I'm sure you can see I'm kind of what we call in the scientific community moistened. I'm moistened. I'm a little damp, so to speak. So I'm going to take a shower. I'm going to wash this with soap and water. I'm really not planning on needing to do much else to it. But it's important with these bites and stings, should you be bitten or stung by something, please make sure to keep an eye on it. Some of these bites and stings can be catalysts for bacterial infections. Bacterial infection is a very serious thing. So make sure if you get bitten or stung by an ant or a wasp or a bee or a spider, make sure that you run up to a corner store, get some kind of triple antibiotic or something like that. Wash that bite or sting with soap and water, and use a few days of that triple antibiotic ointment. You should be all good. Of course, should a bacterial infection arise and should it start to become fairly serious, please, of course, go seek immediate medical attention. This is not a bacterial infection apologist channel. This is simply a channel that tries to showcase the truth about these bites and stings. I don't want these animals to take the blame for bacterial infection. So please make sure you take care of yourselves. Please make sure you keep an eye on wounds, because they can become infected and that can become serious. But other than that, it'll be pretty interesting to see what all this scorpion will do. It was pretty gnarly and kind of hurt. Okay, folks. So we have a special guest here for the extended version. This is my cameraman, Gage. Say hi, Gage.
Hi, Gage.
And today, Gage has, of his own volition, really wanted to take a striped bark scorpion sting as well. So we have a different striped bark scorpion for him to take. Once again, of his own volition. He's not being coerced in any way. He's being well compensated for this, and he really, really wants to do it. Right, Gage?
Yeah.
Yeah, what?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. So Gage is going to be experiencing the power of the Home Depot and the toxic venom of this here bark scorpion. Well, Gage, can you smell what the rock is cooking?
I think I can.
All right. So old Gage here is about to go toe to claw with the striped bark scorpion.
Righty.
Go,
Come on, little princess.
little feller. Ooh, how was that? That was a prolonged sting. Wow. We should get you another one, maybe. Oh man. You got way better stings than I got. Whoa, look at that. How'd that feel, Gage?
It wasn't my favorite thing in the world.
Man,
That was,
that got you on that first
was
one.
intense.
Woof.
that was like, not quite executioner wasp, but pretty close.
Pretty stinking close. So you heard it here first, folks. Gage, who was brave enough to take on the executioner alongside myself, he's saying that this striped bark scorpion is pretty darn close to the executioner wasp, which is among one of the most painfully stinging wasps on Earth. Ouch.
It's already getting pretty red.
Yeah, how's your heartbeat? How's your heart rate? Fine.
It's as high as it usually is.
I felt like maybe I was just kind of getting a little like worked up a little bit with mine because it was just taking so long to try and get it to cooperate. But that's pretty stinking good. You got two
pretty good.
full, powerful stings there.
That's not bad.
Yeah. That's a good one. Good,
Not too bad.
nice, fun Saturday hangout, right? What the? It's gone. Here, you want her?
Give me
But,
a fun team building exercise.
yeah, fun team building exercise, you know. Jacksonville Wildlife is hireable for corporate retreats to strengthen the bond between employees and managers. We have everybody getting stung by a plethora of painfully stinging creatures. Because I'd say it's a pretty effective way of not necessarily trauma bonding, but pain bonding.
Hey,
She does not like you.
that was just not very sweet.
She wants to be anywhere else. Yeah. You like that? That was fun?
That was not too bad.
Not too bad.
So,
So,
my favorite activities.
you didn't feel the need to seize up or cry or scream? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh! Folks! Gage!
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm so glad you know CPR.
Oh man, CPR really comes in handy with these bite and sting tests. In all seriousness, folks, we do have significant medical understanding, and we are equipped with these
Do we need to demonstrate?
EpiPens here. Adrenaline spike. You don't use EpiPens in the chest, folks. That was a joke. But we are equipped with medical equipment should we need it. But of course, we're not going to really get in over our heads with stuff that's actually going to really damage us in any way, because
I don't get paid enough for that.
Gage doesn't get paid enough to do that. So thank you, Gage, for joining us today once again, taking on the stings, because so many people are like, oh, Jack, you have such a crazy high pain tolerance. But when you're expecting this kind of thing, you can almost brace yourself for it. And I have not come across a sting or a bite that has made me lose control of myself. And so I don't feel the need to put on a show. Gage doesn't feel the need to put on a show. So we're going to call it like it is. If this doesn't physically cause us to shake in tremors on the floor, we're not going to, because we're wearing some crisp JWoww merch. We don't want to tarnish any of this stuff. This is high quality where. So we're going to preserve that. So thanks so much for joining me today in front of the camera this time and taking on the striped bark scorpion sting. Let's take one last look at your arm. It's going to be hard to tell from that camera, but we'll get some shots of it with close up. But that's pretty stinging good. Take this scorpion back and we will... I will be updating y'all with tons of stuff. I don't know if we'll bother Gage with seeing how he's feeling. Not because we don't care, but, you know, because we get the gist, you know. He's fine. Look at him. He's fine.
I'm all right.
How you feeling?
Tastes like hurting.
Tastes like hurting.
It's like hurting. My lips are numb. And
Really?
Yeah. It's like the lidocaine shots you get when you go to the dentist. Wildest thing.
Let's take a look at that sting.
The sting itself isn't too bad. You know, this first original sting where it really got me, I can kind of still feel that, but otherwise it's about like a wasp sting. I'd do it again.
For all the money that you made in today's video?
For all the money, all of the lots of dollars that I made.
That's right. That's right. That's a good boy.
All right, here we are about a day out. So this is the following day. You can see those kind of little bit raised bumps in those patches of inflammation. Those are each individual spots where the stinger actually went in. So there's maybe 5 or 6 there. It definitely got me a handful of times. Honestly, it was pretty itchy. It had a little bit of a fever to it, but it wasn't too bad. So we're going to jump all the way to about a week out. So this is pretty much tail end of the effects. You can barely see any of those little spots and specks of where those kind of sting bumps were residually showing. But there really wasn't many symptoms to kind of report. It was pretty straightforward, pretty standard, and all in all, it really wasn't that bad.
Well, folks, by now I'm sure you've seen the full extent of the striped bark scorpion sting. So I hope that you enjoyed getting to watch myself, and if you're watching the extended version, watching Gage as well, take the full force, the brunt, if you will, of the pain of these bark scorpion stings. So, my friends, that's really all I've got for you today. I hope that I left you with some knowledge, but if I can leave you with just one thing, I want to leave you with this. This planet is full of a spectacular diversity of life. And the vast majority of these species are things that we normally wouldn't look twice at. Things like these scorpions, things like spiders, ants, snakes, and lizards and frogs. There's such an amazing wealth of biodiversity in every single region, every corner of the planet. And so much of that goes unnoticed and unappreciated. And I hope that these videos help kind of open your eyes to maybe a world that you didn't think to think about, like the intricate, interesting social and even maternal lives of these fantastic scorpions. And although you came in for the exciting, the high-octane sting video, I hope I left you with some appreciation and some respect for these lovely scorpions. So thanks so much for tuning in today. I hope and I feel like I know that you enjoyed this video, but please, 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 of course, let me know how you enjoyed the video, how much you liked it in the comments below. But other than that, that's all I've got for you. So thanks for tuning in today, and I really hope to see you next week with the next upload. But until then, take care of yourselves, and I'll see you next time.